The Evolution of Hominids, Plate Tectonics by Mason Bushway
and Nate Harding.
Around 200 million years ago, the large single continent of Pangaea was forming. You can see the outlines of what will eventually become North and South America, Africa, and Asia. Around this time, the first mammals evolved from warm-blooded therapsids.
Between 65 and 10 million years ago, we can see the continents of modern Earth beginning to take shape.
The forming of these isolated continents causes selective pressures on each population. You can see that Africa is gradually moving north, as well as India that will eventually join Asia.
At the same time, North America shifts south as South America creeps north and slightly west. Continental shifts cause new currents in the ocean and in the air, and because water has low conductivity, currents flowing from areas of the equator will heat places like Lower Africa and Northern America.
Between 10 and 6 million years ago, hominids began to evolve from the primates in Africa. Here you can see that India finally joined Asia as more and more the continents begin to resemble modern geography. Also, the Mediterranean will take shape and Australia will shift north. Note that the Gulf of Mexico, as we will call it, is forming. This will form a sort of pot of water where the sea will heat and cause Gulf Stream currents that will heat more at polar extremities. Now, take a look at present geography. Familiar, isn't it? You wouldn't have guessed that this would eventually become this. But how will these changes affect hominid evolution? Let's take a look at hominid lineage, starting with Homo Australopithecus. This individual hailed from East Africa with a brain about the third of the size of humans and walking mostly upright. As Africa moved north, however, new selective pressures formed, changes in climate and weather that would have great effect on the African landscape. For the next 4 million years, hominids would continue to evolve. From Homo Australopithecus evolved Homo erectus, our closest relative, and then finally, about 200,000 years ago, came the first Homo sapiens. All of these continental shifts created new selective pressures. Weather and climate, drought and floodings, and the availability of food were all caused in part by plate tectonics. We can be sure that these changes all had a large effect on the evolution of hominids.